Hey, everybody should be in the room now. I'm starting to admit the guests. Today, we've got Kim Walker from Shop Marketing Pros here, going to share some great insights and trends for the upcoming year. I can't believe we're almost actually like a sixth of the year done already, but 2021 is just shooting by really, really quick. My name is Chris Cotton, owner president, AutoFix-Auto Shop Coaching. If you don't know, I do apologize for the t-shirt today, but I'm packed up ready to go to Charleston tomorrow to facilitate a class for our Service Center Scholars Group. And I ran upstairs real quick to put on a shirt, and the wife's like, it's packed and you can't have it back. So you get a t-shirt. I did get a haircut. I got a little bit up there, but I'm going to stop flapping my gums and kind of run this from behind the scenes and answer questions and everything. And I'm going to turn it over to the Kim Walker from Shop Marketing Pros.
All right. Thank you, Chris. Thanks for having me. Zach, I love the background. We are in Hammond, Louisiana. There's a university here, and they just opened their season Saturday, I think. So some green grass, blue skies back there. It's a fun background.
Yeah, it's spring training out here in Phoenix, Arizona.
Awesome. Very cool. Actually, one of our employees, Haley, her husband is a professional baseball player, and they just came from, what's the name of the team there?
The Diamondbacks, Arizona Diamondbacks is our
he played
is our
for
team.
them.
Oh, okay, yeah, and then spring training, a bunch of teams come out here for spring training.
Yeah, so cool deal. All right, well, thank you very much, Chris, for having me. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and jump in here because I have a lot to share with y'all, and I talk a lot and only have an hour to get all of this in. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, jump in. I do want to address a few little housekeeping things. One, if you are not into taking notes, don't wear your fingers out. We're going to send you this recording, and we are also going to send you the slides. So you'll get both of them. Of course, if you want to take notes, that's totally fine. But if you're not into it, don't stress it. I'm going to send all of this to you. And with that, we will get going here. I first want to say thank you to Chris and AutoFix-Auto Shop Coaching for inviting me to come and talk to you all today. We're going to talk about the trends that I've done research, and then obviously the trends that we're seeing ourselves. But I've put together this presentation of some trends that specifically relate to you as an automotive repair shop owner or service advisor, whoever might be in on the call today. It's for auto repair shops, obviously. And so what I really want to tell you is that as I was doing research and looking over what are the trends for this year, and like Chris said, we're already kind of a sixth of the way through. I mean, we're heading into March on Monday, but it's never too late to learn and implement new things that you think might help your business. So with that said, I want to tell you that as I was doing research and going through and studying the trends that all the big named gurus out there in marketing are seeing for 2021, I filtered them because a lot of them are really geared towards like Coca-Cola and Walmart and Amazon. And so understanding that you are an independent small business owner of a repair shop, I wanted to be sure to give you things that are relevant to you. So your success, your happiness, they lie in you. So as I unfold this class and go through all these things for you, I always say this in my classes. I don't know why it's always relevant, but it is. And it just kind of cracks me up. I've been saying this for a long time. This class is a buffet. If you do not like the broccoli, don't eat the broccoli. So if you don't like trend number 4, give me a minute. I'll move on to trend number 5. So sit back, relax, listen in. I'm going to share 5 plus a bonus. So I have 6 trends to share with you. And if you leave here with one rock solid one that you're like, you know what, I'm just going to really focus on this, that's awesome. I love that. That's great. If you leave with one thing, that's good. So let's dig into the 6 trends. The first one, I actually just taught a class on this. So if you're interested in this, let Chris know, let me know. We can certainly, I'm sure I'll be teaching this again. And if you have not, I actually want to I want to pull up the presentation here and see who all's in here. I do want to let you know we'll be taking a look at the chat questions. So if you have questions, drop them in there. Chris will take a peek at that periodically. I'll take a peek at that. But if you have questions, just put them in there. So with that said, Nextdoor, let's talk about it. Nextdoor is an app. Some of you may have heard of it. Some of you may be using it. It is not new. As you see, it started in 2010. But if I have it listed in this class, it's because either I've seen it, experienced it myself, and what I mean by that is that either our own shop owner customers, or as we're talking to shop owners, people are asking the question about what is Nextdoor? Does it relate to my repair shop? Should I be using it? Is it important? More and more. So if you went and did a search on Google, the top marketing trends for 2021, listen to me, you're not going to find Nextdoor. This is a Kim trend. This is something that I'm seeing, feeling, and experiencing in our industry specifically, is the questions are arising more and more and more from shop owners about Nextdoor and whether they should be using it. So let me give you a quick little breakdown of what it is. By the way, I don't know if y'all know this, but Zoom implemented, you know where the little reactions are down there? There's the thumbs up, the thumbs down. If I am talking too fast, normally I talk slower because I like to take my time and tell stories and stuff. But you see, Chris just did it, thumbs up. If I'm talking too fast, you need me to slow down, there's a way that you can actually say, hey, slow it down. But I want to get all this information in for you within an hour and still leave some time for questions and that sort of thing. So back to Nextdoor. Nextdoor is an app primarily for the phone. You can use this on your desktop, but it is a way for business. Let me back up. It was originally intended for just people to connect with their neighbors. It is neighborhood based. So you go into the app, download, create your profile, personal profile, and you, based on your address where you live, you identify yourself with the little neighborhood that you live in, or where you're located. And then there's the neighborhood. I'm not talking about towns. Literally, it could be subdivision. It could be broken down to that. But in your little neighborhood right there. So if you wanted to say, hey, I'm having a yard sale this weekend, or hey, my dog got out and is lost. Here's a picture of him. Here's how to contact me if you see my dog. Or getting to the business part of it, my car broke down, I'm looking for a mechanic, who do you recommend? Right. So that's the beautiful part about Nextdoor and you as a shop owner. And so with regard to your business, you can create, I think I have another slide here for it. Yep. So you can create your business profile. Let me back up. You can claim your business profile. So if you go on there, you're going to enter your shop name and address and scroll through the whole list, because sometimes you would think it would come up at the very top, but sometimes I have found that if you keep scrolling, you'll find select your business and then claim it. It's going to send you a text or an email to verify and that sort of thing. But once you get in there, you can kind of optimize your profile, add your logo, your hours, your phone number. You can post twice a month for free. I say that, I don't want you to panic and think, oh, this is another one of those things where I can't really do anything unless I pay. You can do everything you need to do for free using the Nextdoor app. So that is something that I really wanted to put out there to encourage you as shops. It makes great sense for you to have a presence on the Nextdoor app and engage yourself in your local community. You can sponsor, you can be a neighborhood sponsor. It is not expensive. And that just increases your reach and your presence to your neighborhoods, the community that you're in. You can also subscribe yourself to adjacent neighborhoods or communities as well. So take a look at it. Again, this is just introducing the trends to you. This is not a class on Nextdoor. I just want to put it out there and say, hey, and I did intentionally put this as number one because I really think that you should take a look at it. All right, moving on. Trend number 2, a growing digital ad spend. And I'm sure somebody just went, oh my gosh, whether you reallocate funds, you move funds around, or you literally increase, what we are finding, and this is the only trend in this presentation that's a Kim trend, was Nextdoor. All the rest of these are literally out there. You can research and find that this is one of the trends for 2021, is that businesses are literally adding dollars to what they are currently spending with regard to digital ads. And when I say digital ads, I'm talking about, as you see here, Google, Facebook, so online ads. And when it comes to that, you're going to want to talk to whoever's running your ads for you and let them do research. We just took on a new client last week. That's a lie. He's been a client for 10 years. We are adding digital ads to the services we've already been doing for him. And when we did our keyword research and we did all this Google research, we found that it was definitely a competitive market for him to be in with regard to Google. He was trying to decide, do I want to spend my money on Facebook or Facebook and Google? So if you're in a highly competitive market, we may say, listen, if you run ads, so you see here, this is Baton Rouge. And there's one ad there for Wedge Kai's. My husband actually, that's Legendary Service Center. That's not Wedge Kai's. Wedge Kai's is down below. My husband actually used to work at Wedge Kai's, but there's only one ad running when you do a search for Mercedes repair in Baton Rouge. Now, keep in mind, I live in Louisiana, so my Google search results are going to be different from yours, but we're close to Baton Rouge, 45 minutes or so. And so we really want to encourage you, especially with 2020, COVID, changing the way people are searching, changing the way people are doing business, both from a business owner perspective as well as a consumer. There's just a lot more going on with regards to being online. So increasing your ad spend when it comes to digital ads is going to be something you're going to want to consider. Again, if you don't like the broccoli, don't eat the broccoli, right? If you're looking through all of these 6 trends that I'm putting out here to you at the end of this class, sit back, take a moment, process. You call your coach, call Chris and say, hey, what did you think? Which of these do you feel like is going to work for me? And maybe you only implement one of them. So digital ads might not be the thing for you, but if it is, I wanted to let you know that that is something that we're seeing, is that people are increasing their digital ad spend when it comes to this year in particular. So this is an example of some Facebook ads that we have created and we have out there for some repair shops, and focused on different things. Some are intentional to drive traffic to the website. Some are more brand heavy, brand awareness. It really just depends. So it depends on you and your shop and what your goals are. On average, so you might be asking how much. The average is that people, this is not just shops, these are businesses across the board, are looking to increase their digital ad spend by 25%. So either you can or you can't. You might need to look at your whole marketing as a whole and say, hey, I'm spending this much over here. Can I take some of that and put it into digital ads? Do I need digital ads? So talk to someone and make that decision. All right, so let's move on to number 3. So I love to talk. So this one really caught me by surprise when I was doing research on the marketing trends for 2021. And it's called conversational marketing. And when we say conversational marketing, you're thinking in person, but we want you to think about conversations online that do translate over into the in-person way of doing things. But your conversations, oh, there you go. You shocked me when you threw that up there, Chris. So Chris has a poll for you. I love that. That's very cool. But when we're talking about conversational marketing, think about having an authentic experience. What are people saying to you online? Are you responding to them when they comment on Facebook, when they send you a private message? What are people asking that you can then turn into a blog, or you can turn that question into a video that you're putting on your YouTube channel, and maybe you put that video into an ad that you're putting out to your Facebook page or whatever it might be. So when we talk about conversational marketing, I want you to never forget about that authentic experience in person, but converting that into an experience that people are having with you online. So what you're seeing here is a screenshot of an inbox where this shop is sending out an email addressing questions that people were asking them about how the fluctuations in weather down here in Louisiana last year was impacting their batteries. So I'm going to try to move this out of the way here. There we go. Continuing that conversation, don't forget, whether you are online, or in person, to be human, to actually take the time to slow down. Don't be thinking about, if I'm on the phone with the person I'm talking to, or whether I'm in person, be present, be in the moment with them right then and there. Don't be distracted looking around about, when you've been in a conversation with someone and you're thinking, are they really listening to me? Or you say, did you get that? Did you understand what I just said? You don't want that to happen. You want them to feel like you are authentic and you're with them in that moment. So really listen, think ahead, anticipate the questions people might be asking and what they are wanting to hear. Take those conversations and think about where those might be happening. So some examples would be, like I said, listening to what your customers are asking and answer those questions. Because when you were a kid in school and the teacher would say, be sure to raise your hand if you have a question. If you have this question, somebody else has this question. Same thing. If one customer is asking you a question, most likely another customer has that same question. So answer those questions in the form of a video, which we're going to talk about in just a few minutes. Put it in the form of a blog. And chatbots. I'm going to talk to you more about chatbots as we continue. So I'm not going to talk too much about it right now, but that's one way that you can utilize conversational marketing to this year in 2021 specifically, when it comes to having that conversation and humanizing it online. We so easily get behind our fingers and let our fingers do the talking for us on the keyboards, and we forget that there's another person on the other side of that. So I never want you to lose sight of that. So let me see, the thing just popped up over here a second ago and it slipped away. Chris, did we have some questions in there?
That's me making comments in there. I just put video. I'm doing a ton of video and recordings now, and I think that's one of the most important things that can be done. Just sharing yourself and your business.
Awesome. I love that. And about that, we're going to talk about video as well. I think I said that. But one thing I want to mention is, if you're looking at your Facebook page and to the untrained kind of eye, you're looking at it and you see one person liked that post and maybe one person commented, or only three people liked that post, and you immediately think, my social sucks, this is not working. I would challenge you to take a moment, slow down, actually go to the insights on your business page, click insights, go to posts, and then look at each of your posts, because there's, when you get to that section of the page, if we have time at the end, I'll share my screen and show you what I mean. But when you click on posts, it's going to give you a list of all of the posts on your Facebook page, and it's going to give you all of the analytical data about how that particular post is performing. There's much more to a post than a like or a comment. You might not realize that 15 people clicked that post to get more information. So don't forget about that and the number of people that it's reaching and that sort of thing. So with that, let's go on and talk about chatbots. So again, chatbots are part of that online conversational marketing. People are really looking for quick information, right? And the thing is, it's 8 o'clock at night and you're trying to give your kids a bath or watch TV with your family or play a game or be at a ball game or whatever it might be. Chatbots help you to be present even when you're not present. When they first really took off a couple of years ago, we implemented chatbots for a lot of our customers. Um, and then we realized, yeah, I don't think people are really utilizing it so well. Again, I think with the pandemic last year that obviously we're still facing, um, people are looking for more information online. They want that online experience to be better. So instant messaging can be very helpful. You get into you can do the most basic simple one on your Facebook page where you go into the automated messaging and you are anticipating the questions that your customers are having, and you go ahead and enter those questions, you enter the answers. So when someone comes, you've seen this where you go to a Facebook page and the messenger automatically pops up and it has questions there. So these are some things that you can do for your shop, that are, even though you're not personally right there answering it, your customer is still experiencing a friendly experience. So for the Facebook chatbot, or the automated messaging that they have available, you can personalize it. So, if I came to your shop page and the messenger popped up and I was just looking for your hours, and the messenger popped up and I clicked, what are your hours? You control what that instant message replies. So you can literally put, hey Kim, um, thanks so much for messaging us at, put your shop name, and say, I know you're looking for our hours. Here they are. You can put the little clock emoji in there. You can really personalize it and have some fun with it and allow your particular, voice or the culture of your company to come through. So if you're more playful, you might want to put those little emojis in there, that sort of thing. Or you can just be very to the point and just answer the question and move on. So consider utilizing chatbots, that could work not only on your, social, but also on your website. And as I mentioned, this is allowing people to have 24/7 access to some quick questions. And, sometimes it kind of drives me nuts because I'm like, if you just went to my website, the answer to these questions are right there. But people don't want to do that. They're like, I want it right here, right now. I don't want to have to go dig for it. I don't want to have to go look for it. So be present with them, and the chatbot will allow you to have those instant responses and answer simple questions that people might be, looking for. So what's your location? Where are you located? What are your hours? What are your services? What do you actually do? And that may sound kind of crazy because you're thinking repair shop. Well, you're a maintenance shop as well, right? You're all some of you are doing collision as well. Some of you are only focusing on, Mercedes-Benz or Volkswagen or Audi, or maybe you're only, doing domestic vehicles, whatever it might be. So we tend to get kind of consumed with thinking of questions that we would be asking, but the typical average Joe consumer, they don't know the stuff that you would think are just super simple. Honest to God, our shop was Peak Automotive, and underneath the name it said Asian and European Automotive Service. People would say, "Can you work on my, GMC? Can you work on my what?" Because if the mom is driving the Mercedes and the dad's driving a Yukon, we wanted to service their families. We wanted to be their family fleet, mechanic. So you have to think of the questions that everybody in your audience might be wondering, and so separate what you're thinking from what they're thinking. Does that make sense? Are y'all with me on that? Okay.
Well, I still have trouble with, um, I get 3, 4 phone calls a day asking for me to fix their cars. And if you go to my website, it doesn't say repair anywhere in it. None of the AdWords say repair anything. It's all auto shop coaching this, auto shop coaching that. But if I actually had a shop in that town, I'd say I'd be pretty busy because I turn away people every day. It's and unfortunately, this is probably not the right terminology, but I think, you kind of have to dumb it down because I have a chat
Mm.
bot and some of the questions I get on the chat bot are just, okay, interesting. I'll answer it. It's a strange question. So
Our name This is not just our domain. The name of our company is Shop Marketing Pros. We're professionals who do marketing for shops. We have a chatbot on our website, and we also get questions about, we've had questions about whether we're a repair shop. Not many, a couple, but look, my pastor said this one day and everybody laughed, and now I say it all the time, and it needs to be on a shirt. People gonna people, right? Some people are just going to be goofy and ask ridiculous questions. So just answer the questions and move on. Here's an example. Ace Performance Automotive, they have a chat. You can see there in the bottom right corner. And I wanted to add another example here, and I forgot to. There was a shop that we just talked to last week that had the most incredible, the moment that they contacted us and said, hey, need some help with marketing, went through, looked at their website, looked at their social. I was overwhelmed. In fact, the question was, if any of you know JR that works with us here, they reached out to JR. JR messaged us and said, hey, they're doing all the things right. They just want to know what are the fine little tweaks that we can make to just bump it up a little notch. We just want to increase our marketing just a little bit. What are we doing that we could be doing a little bit better? And when I was looking at all of their stuff, I was very surprised to see how incredibly well they were utilizing chatbots through social as well as on their website. And I even it brought me in. I played with it. I was like, because I'm creating this class, so I jumped over there. I started asking questions. I even told JR, I was like, please let them know that I'm not a potential customer. I'm just really enjoying their chatbot experience, and I just want to see what they're doing with it. So if I can remember who it was, I think the name is coming to me right now, but I'll I don't want to say in case I'm wrong, but anyways.
Well,
So
if you're in a busier shop and you have all these things going, some of the shops that I have, it's almost a full-time job for somebody to answer the phone, make appointments, and answer messages on Facebook, follow up with Broadly or My Shop Manager and things like that. It's getting to where this is like the millennials went to school for marketing and SEO and digital marketing, stuff like that. That's what this is.
Yep, absolutely. And then you've got Kim Walker in your head saying, be present, be in the moment, right? And I'm on the phone trying to talk to this one person about their situation, while at the same time, I've got customers emailing me. My phone is dinging because somebody just sent a Facebook message. I've got the chat thing happening over here, Facebook, whatever it might be. It's a lot to process. So when you can put some automated things in place to fill that gap and handle some of this stuff for you. I mean, so some of these chatbots, it's very simple for somebody to come in as a potential customer, and they're chatting with that chatbot, and ultimately, what are they doing? They're sending them to the schedule an appointment, and you never even had talked to them. And here now you've got an appointment that is scheduled, and you didn't even talk to the customer. So if you can be helpful, if you can be present, if you don't like the broccoli, don't eat the broccoli. But if you want to explore more about a chatbot, then explore more about a chatbot. And like Chris just mentioned, Broadly, that's they specialize also in the automotive industry. We really like them. We've implemented that on some websites, and I think that's a great one to look at. So I see Chris just turned his video off. I hope he's still there, because let me tell you, he's going to love this one. Video marketing.
I'm here. I had to put my sweatshirt on because it's not 10 degrees below zero, freezing to death in Texas, but it was 85 yesterday, and it's like 55 and rainy now. So I had to put a sweatshirt on. So I'm here.
Oh, you're good. Handle yourself. Do what you got to do. So video marketing. Listen, some of y'all are probably going, how is video marketing a trend for 2021? Because it is. Because people still are not doing it. This is like 12 years ago when we were talking about email marketing. I am still talking to shops who are not collecting email addresses. Y'all, it's still happening. Video marketing is still a trend because there are still people who need to get on board. For real though. And We're going to stop talking about it when you start doing it. And only because I don't know if y'all even know who this girl is. I don't ever watch this show. I used to watch it every now and then just for like kind of escaping reality and just laughing at people. But I said what I said. Video marketing, it is here to stay. You need to jump on board. Here's some quick facts for you. Because, well, how many of you are, give me a thumbs up if you are literally recording videos for yourself. I'm not even talking about utilizing a professional videographer and having the most beautiful polished thing. I'm talking about just authentic, real video. Are you doing it? Not really. So I'm talking to you. Let me give you a couple of little quick tips, right? Short. There are definitely times when long video is important. I'm not saying that they should not be that. There's a time and a place for everything. What I'm talking about is listen to your customers, get on video, literally pull your phone out. Here it is. Pull it out and put it right there in front of your face and answer their question. Walk around your shop, show them what your shop looks like. Get your technician on the video, ask them a couple of questions. Use video for educational purposes, but you can use video for just fun, engaging. Show them what's happening, introduce the culture of your company, let people see you and see the human side. Do some behind the scenes things. Do a Tech Tuesday. Every Tuesday, you jump on and you do a Facebook Live for 5 or 10 minutes, just talking about what's going on in your shop, or maybe there's something that you're seeing, a common request that people are having that week. Or, I mean, I can go on and on and on with the ideas. You have to use video. You have to find a way to use video. If you're the one that's like, I just hate my voice, or I'm just not going to do it, let me give you some tips to help you get started. First of all, go sit in the car, take your phone out, put it right there on your steering wheel, hit record, and just start talking about some topic. Coming up March something, in March 18th is National Love of Tools Day. Think about the one tool that you cannot live without. Do a little video about that tool. What does it do? Why is it important? How much does it cost? What's your favorite brand? Blah, blah, whatever. Your entire intention is to delete the video. Nobody will ever see it. The whole point is for you to hit the record button, record yourself, and watch it. Y'all, my son is 18 years old. How much time do I have? This is my problem. I tell stories. My son is 18 years old. He is a senior. We're very close. I'm super, super lucky that I have an 18-year-old young man who wants to talk to his mom. I know that's crazy and bizarre, but he texts me all the time. He had to give a speech today. If I had to do, when I was 18, what he did today, I probably would have run away. He gave an 8-minute speech. He was supposed to talk for no more than 6 minutes, so he probably failed it already. But he's a super quiet young man. But he got up in front of his class and they recorded it on video. He sent me today, he emailed me the link to watch his video, and then he's going to go try to redo it this afternoon so that he can improve it. And he asked me to watch it and give him feedback. If you've got kids, I mean, your kids are probably doing virtual school. They're using video every day right now. It's not the same world that we grew up in. It's time for you to get out of your comfort zone and get onto video. If you need help, look, my email is kim@shopmarketingpros.com. Chris is chris@autofix.com.
AutoFix-SOS.com.
AutoFix-SOS.com. Look, reach out. We'll give you some tips. We'll help you. But you got to figure out how to get it out there. Start small. If you can just get one video out there, then you're going to feel better about doing the next one. But record yourself, watch it, delete it. Don't share it with anybody. And then do another one. Do this privately in your own car until you feel better about it. And look, the first time I had to hear myself, I almost choked. I do
I
not like
hate
the way
listen
I sound.
I hate listening to myself on video. I'm like, oh, it's
Mhm.
terrible. And so I don't want to take up a lot of your time, but I will add, a year ago when everything went down, we were trying to figure out, okay, how do we get cars in the shop? How do we make sure we know? How do people know that we're open and alive and everything's great? We started making 4 Facebook posts a day, 2 regular with pictures, 2 with video, and our shops filled up and we stayed fine. We didn't lose any business. Um, there's a shop that Kim and I work with. He's opening his second location Monday. He just texted me and said the inspectors are there doing their um, final walkthrough for their certificate of occupancy, and all we've done is video and whatnot on Facebook. And I think they're booked Monday, Tuesday already, and they haven't even opened yet. They haven't even gotten approval to go in. So this stuff works, guys. I'm not kidding.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and the thing is, a lot of times, I mean, just think about how you're using social. I didn't even know this until 2 days ago that my husband is paying for the premium membership of YouTube because of the amount of YouTube he watches. He doesn't want that. He wants that seamless experience because he's consuming so much video. And my son, the same way, the amount of video that he's watching. And I will tell you, his research. I'm using him as an example intentionally. He's 18 years old. He's your next. I mean, he's your next customer, possibly, right? So, um, when he has a question, he's searching the answer on YouTube. That's where he's going. I send him articles and I send him stuff and he replies and he's like, "Mom, where's the video?" That's what he's doing. So go and utilize video as much as you can. If you have questions, reach out. We will help you. I don't mean to, we literally have a class just on video. So that's not what this is about. I have 6 trends to share with you. So let's move on to the next one. And we've already kind of talked about this. Let's see. Um, repurpose your content. That's a great thing. When you share a video, what we'll do is, I'll listen to the video and I stop and I record, I write down that particular quote that was said. And then I'll hit play and I'll keep listening. Oh, that's one more really good little nugget. So I'll write that down. From one video, you might be able to create 4 or 5 different Facebook or Instagram posts by just repurposing the content that you're including in that. So don't, creating a video, I mean, depending on how much time you put into it, could take up some of your time. You don't want to just use it one time. Put the video on social. Have it transcribed as you see here and post it in the form of a blog on your website. Go live. We talked about that. Insert the video into your email campaigns. There's so many things that you can do with video that it's just too good to pass up. When I saw this next trend, micro moments, I literally stopped and was like, how many times is this going to be considered a trend? Probably just like video until people really start utilizing it. A micro moment is when you are literally showing up as a business for customers in that impulsive moment where they're looking for something, maybe not even an impulsive moment, they're planning it, but you want your shop to be present when they're searching and asking a question and they need you. Some of those particular moments have to do with, I want to know. So they're looking for information, they're researching information. Then there's the I want to go moments, right? I want to go to the movie. I want to go, there's a fly over here. I want to go out to dinner. I want to buy theater tickets, whatever it might be. So that when they're looking for a place to go, I want to do. So I want to get my car repaired. I want to improve the performance of my Audi, and I want to, add some performance features to it. Whatever it might, you can fill in the blank with what all of these, what I want to do moments might look like, and then I want to buy. So you've got all these different micro moments. You need to be able to answer their question, deliver their needs, and be present when they're searching for it. And then last year, when COVID broke out and people were going more online, I'm going to tell you that our business grew a lot last year because shops were essential services, right? And for the most part remained open almost the whole time, but realized, oh my God, I need a better website, because now customers are going to the website and they're expecting to um, book their appointment online, or they're expecting to find this. They needed a better social media presence, or they need to show up when people were searching and you wanted a Google ad. So it ended up being really, really good for us, because shops needed to improve their online presence. And a lot of that had to do with being present in those micro moments. So some questions to ask yourself is you, and I can't believe I'm asking this question because it's so old and outdated, but is your website mobile responsive, or is it still like 2004 and you have a mobile a website that is not showing up and looking good on mobile? Is it loading quickly? People want information fast, and if your website is taking forever to load, you're going to lose them. They are going to leave your website very quickly. So is your website taking a long time to load because you have so much stuff on it? Maybe you have one of those awesome video headers that's just taking it really a long time, or your photos are too big and they're not sized properly. You want your website to be responsive and you want it to load quickly. What about your Google My Business listing? Have you claimed it? Have you updated it? Is it fully optimized? Are you eliminating steps and anticipating needs? In other words, are they having to click 5 times to get to the appointment scheduler? Are you thinking ahead about what your customers need and you're being present with that, whether it's on your website or on your Facebook page or Google My Business? So you want to make sure that your digital footprint, that it's relevant to what people are looking for, it's easy, the user experience is good, and that you're available when, and that could even go back to the chatbots, or at 8 o'clock at night, can people get the information that they need, or is everything dependent on them calling and getting a person on the phone? As you see here, it says only 9% of users will stay on a mobile site or an app if it doesn't satisfy their needs. You have to anticipate what people are looking for, and you can do that. You know your customers, you know the common questions that people are asking. Make sure that those answers are out there, so that in that moment when they're I do so much stuff standing in the grocery store line. I'm responding to emails. I have scheduled veterinary appointments. I've done a lot just standing in the grocery store line. Well, now there's the self checkout, so I have to do it, some other time, but because I'm checking myself out over there. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm able to do a lot of things right there from the phone that doesn't require me having to call someone during business hours, if you will. So just be present and utilize that. And then we're going to wrap up. Go ahead.
One thing I would say, a huge pet peeve of mine, is control your social media. If you haven't logged into Google My Business in 3 years and don't know the password and login, chances are somebody you hired 3 years ago has control of your Google My Business page, and it's terrible. Second of all, if you've never claimed it, claim it, because if I run across it, I can actually claim it and get control of it without you ever knowing about it. Because what'll happen is I'll hit the claim button, and if you don't answer in 7 days, it automatically gives me access to your page, and then I can do whatever I want to with it.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you don't have that, literally go to Google, do a search for the name of your business. You'll see it over on the right-hand side, and it says something like, is this your business, or claim this business, or do you own this business? Something like that. So my bonus tip for you, or trend, I should say, is Google's EAT principle and your brand. And this has to do with regard to branding, but also SEO. So let me explore that a little bit more with you and go over it. Brian and I have been saying, and this is not our thing, I mean, other people say this all the time, but people want to do business with people they know, like, and trust. So when I came across, this is not new, Google's EAT philosophy or tactic. It's part of one of the Google SEO updates that was done. I honestly think this was part of 2016, an update that they did in 2016. And it's where the content on your website needs to show that you're the expert, that you are the authority, and that you're trustworthy. So Google is literally looking at the content that you're putting on your website and kind of grading it, specifically even looking at particular blog posts. When you create a blog post and you put your little author's bio at the bottom or whatever, Google is looking at that content to determine, do you know what you're talking about? They don't want to show that blog to someone that's doing a search on Google. And I mean, kind of Google is almost like they're putting their stamp on you when they allow you to rank high and when they allow you to show up in the search rankings. They want your content to be obviously correct, but that you're the expert on that topic. So some of the things that you can do, one, obviously stay in your lane. A lot of times we get out there and we see people that have written a blog that has nothing to do with what they are what they're doing and what their business is. So stay in your lane, stay on topic, invite guest bloggers, and invite other people to come blog on your website to give content that your customers might be looking for. So if you are a repair shop and you don't do collision work, but people are asking you questions relating to that, that might be, they could be a guest blogger answering that type of question. And then even more importantly, maybe you can be a guest blogger. And what this is doing, this is spreading your own personal digital footprint out there. And it's letting Google know this person writes about this person is an expertise in this topic. They're the authority and they can be trusted. So that's not only good for your SEO, but it is good for your customers to be able to find information that is relevant to what they're looking for and is going to help you on your website ultimately to rank higher. So it's just one little thing that you can consider. So I want to wrap it up by asking you what your top takeaways are. What are the things that, is there one thing that you really want to explore more, that you really want to implement as you go forward and you leave this class? And then of course, also, thank you, Chris, for the invitation to come and speak and share this stuff. I hope that y'all really liked the content that I've shared with you. I hope you found a lot more than just broccoli. Maybe you love broccoli, but something that you can implement for your business.
I've got a question here for you, Kim. What is the average length of a video a shop would put on Facebook? In your opinion, what's too long?
So that's really because, again, I think there's a place for longer, and then I think there's a place for shorter. I think it depends on the content of the video. So if it's a question, more technical type question that a customer might be asking, and you need to spend a little bit of time answering that question. So one of the examples that I used was Cam's Automotive down here in New Orleans. Last year, he was getting a lot of questions about batteries and the life of the battery and how it's impacted by temperature fluctuations. And so he jumped on, answered that question. I think that video was more around the 3-minute mark, but it served its purpose. And the other thing was, he was real kind of nervous about getting on video. He did a great job. He wasn't, if you've noticed, like, I'll bring my voice up and I'll bring my voice down, and I keep, he wasn't like a boring straight line. So he kept people's attention. I think that most of the time you want your videos to be under a minute, but one, to keep their interest, but also sometimes depending on the content, you're going to need a few more minutes to be able to truly answer a question and really come off as the authority and the expert. So I didn't really answer your question, but I hope that helps. So if you're having fun with it and you're engaging people, they're going to naturally stick with you and allow it to go a little bit longer. For the most part, you probably want to try to stick to a minute or under.
So while you were talking, one of the moments I distracted you, I threw up a poll, and it was, are you currently spending money on digital ads? If so, which one do you use? And 2/3 of the people said, nope, they're not doing any digital ads. And then the other one, I'm assuming the answer came from, I spend money on Facebook ads. I spend money on Google AdWords. I asked about Yelp. Nobody spends money on Yelp, which is great. If you ever want me to talk about Yelp, I can. I hate Yelp personally, but anyway. And somebody said, I spend money on other digital ads, which I'd love if you could pop in there what other digital ads you spend money on. That wasn't listed, whoever answered that. So I've asked for other questions and I haven't gotten any other questions. So I'm going to assume that nobody else has anything. Oh, hey, Monty, I see you there. If anybody has questions, let us know. We're, like Kim said earlier, we're going to go ahead and repurpose this and send it out to everybody. Again, everybody that registered. And Kim, do you have any final thoughts or anything before we go?
Yeah, I would love to know also. So whoever that was that said they're spending money on other digital avenues, I mean, there's tons of things that you can do, but I would love to hear. So shoot me an email if you don't mind, kim@shopmarketingpros.com. And the only last thing is that for those of you that don't know, my husband and I are former shop owners. He was Mercedes-Benz technician first, and we owned several shops over in North Carolina. Now we're doing marketing for shop owners. So if you need help with, you need a website updated, you need a new website, you need the digital ads, social media, SEO, all that kind of stuff, that is what we do. So we would love to chat with you. You can schedule a demo with us at shopmarketingpros.com. And so I think that's really all. Again, like Chris said, we're going to send you this the slides, but also the video. And so if you have any other questions, I'd love to answer them for you. But otherwise, Chris, thank you. I appreciate you having me on, and I hope that that this was good for everybody.
Absolutely, you're very welcome. So yeah, I guess we're done, guys. If you want to go ahead. Get about what else you got to do today. Kim, if you'll hang out just a second after everybody leaves, we'll wrap up and go from there. So everybody have a strong week, finish out February strong, and crush it in March, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you, Zach.